Today, Infinity Ward dropped an article talking about everything new coming for DMZ in Season 2. Now, of course, they talked about the new content, but they also talked about their reasoning / logic for why they're doing the refresh for a lot of the gear that we've collected. But for now, let's start off talking about the new content coming. So first, as we've known for a while, we're getting a brand new map called Ashika Island. Now, as I said, we've known this is going to happen, but they did reveal a couple things about this map. First is that they did mention there is going to be a weapon case also on this map. Now, personally, I really hope they go the route of Building 21 style weapon case compared to Al-Mazrah's, because Al-Mazrah's just kill a Juggernaut and then exfil with it, like that was kind of dumb. Whereas Building 21, you actually had to do a little quest in order to get it, and I like that a lot more. So I hope they stick to that direction. Another thing they do confirm is that there is going to be a new boss called Bomb Maker. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess that maybe the bomb maker is probably going to be doing some bomby stuff. I know, but for reals though, I hope that this bomb maker is actually a unique boss that isn't just a bullet sponge like the other 4 we've got so far. Like the other ones that we've had, just like they're not really that cool if I'm being completely honest. So I really hope this is a boss that has some unique way of attacking him and he's not just a bullet sponge. And they kind of wrap up all the stuff that they tell us about Akisha Island by saying new locked and dangerous spaces to access and explore, which is incredibly vague, so I guess we just move on. Now they do talk a bit about Building 21, and the reason they're talking about it is because it seems like with the wipe that's going to be happening, that's going to include our Building 21 access cards. So what they really tell us is how to get the access cards, which we all already know, you know, Samsite crates, chopper boss crates, buy stations, and legendary crates. Like we've already known that for a while now, but the new thing they do mention is that you'll be able to get these access cards not only on Al-Mazrah, but on the new map Akisha Island, so that's at least nice to know. Now finally, they do mention something new happening with Al-Mazrah, and I do want to directly read this from the article because it is a bit vague and cryptic. There are developments to explore in Al-Mazrah as well, with updated intel indicating including the crash of an unknown aircraft at the Shaki Cave complex, the fight between White Lotus and Legion rages on. Perhaps operators could take advantage of this inter-faction animosity. So yeah, that last part is definitely, I guess, vague. I don't really know exactly what this fight between White Lotus and Legion is, but for the thing before that, that seems a bit more clear-cut, because it seems like there's going to be something happening at the Shaki Cave complex, so we should probably check that out pretty soon after this new update drops. Now for the final piece of new content coming, it's actually pretty controversial, and what it is a new faction called Crown. Now that may not sound very controversial, I mean it's just a new faction, right? Well, the thing is that not everybody's going to have access to this new faction, because for some reason they decided to lock this faction behind ownership of Modern Warfare 2. So for people who don't own Modern Warfare 2 and just downloaded Warzone and DMZ, you're not going to access the new faction Crown. And I'm going to be straight up with you guys, this is just dumb from every angle possible, because I don't think there is a person on earth who hasn't bought Modern Warfare 2 who's going to finally just cave and buy it because they want to do more faction missions. Like, what? Like, that's so dumb. Like, who came up with this idea? Like, it is literally brain-numbingly dumb. Nobody's buying a $70 game to do more faction missions. That's just stupid. All you're really doing is just making the new faction not available to a large portion of the player base. It's just dumb. I don't get why they're doing it, but whatever. But anyways, to wrap up everything they mentioned in this article, they talk about the reasoning for why they're doing the wipe, refresh, or reset, whatever you want to call it. And to start this off, before they get into the reasonings, they want to be clear with what is getting refreshed and what isn't. And they do say that things are getting refreshed are your contraband weapons, your key inventory, and your faction missions. What won't be getting refreshed is your insured slots and also any of the rewards that you got for doing the faction missions, weapon crates, or anything like that, as long as it's not a contraband weapon or a key. So that's what's getting refreshed. But of course, this brings us into the why are they doing this? And the first thing they say is that the Season 1 faction missions got too difficult too quickly. And I completely agree. Like, the first few missions that you do are pretty easy, and then it just scales up to 100 almost immediately. So I definitely agree with this. There is a good reason to reset these and putting in new missions, because these just got way too difficult way too fast. But the other reason, and this is also pretty cool but kind of weird at the same time, is that with the new missions that we're going to be getting, they want some of these missions to be cross-map missions. And what this means is that they're going to be a mission you start on one map and then you continue on the next map. And some of these missions are going to require you to take one item from one map and bring it into the next map. And how they're going to do this is by storing that item that you're going to need for these cross-map missions in your key stash. And that is the reason why they're arguing they need to reset your key stash. Now, hearing that, it does sound cool. I do like the idea of the cross-map missions. I definitely think that's cool, but I don't think that's a good reason to reset your key stash. Like, if we don't have any room in our key stash, we'll just destroy some keys, right? Like, we don't need to reset that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I will give them, it does make sense for why they are resetting the faction missions, because they think they were too difficult, too fast, and also they want to put in new cool ones. So that makes sense. I agree with that 100%, but this key stash one, I just don't really know. I don't think that's an entirely good reason. And if you guys think like there's no logic behind the key stash one, I mean, how does Infinity Ward plan to explain their reasoning for why they're resetting our weapons? Like, why are our contraband weapons being reset? There's literally no reason for that. This makes no sense at all in the slightest. Don't know why they're doing it. It's just weird. Like, especially the weapons, that makes no sense. The key stash is already weird, but at least you can claim that at least there is a little bit of logic. But I don't know, man. It doesn't justify everything, but at least it gives us a good reason for why the faction missions are being reset, which is nice, I guess. But the other two, I still don't agree with. Regardless, though, the last thing they do mention is that DMZ will be offline for a few hours before the launch of Season 2, so expect that. And that kind of wraps up everything they shared in this article. I'd love to hear everything you guys think about this. Do you guys like what's going on, not like what's going on? Let me know exactly why you feel the way you do down in the comment section below. Regardless, though, that's going to wrap it up for me. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm going to go catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be. And, laters, guys.